How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CTRM, Castor Maritime. This was requested and you guys know already. I've been telling you, do not put any money in this stock. But of course, I'm going to give you guys an update because, I just have to, right? I'm a man of the people. But anyways, before we get started, we got to go over the agenda. Just to give you a quick heads up, if you're new to this channel, you can find timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action, what we want to look forward to see some strength in CTRM stock, and as far as it pulling back, where it could potentially go. And then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know, are shorts still vested in this play? They've been in this play for quite some time, so we want to see if there's going to be a continuation of that. If so, along with the decreased volume, we can end up seeing more downward pressure in the stock price. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, are institutions loading up? Are they selling out of their positions? Well, we're about to find out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thought. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for CTRM. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $2.03, being down 6.02%. On the low, it tested $2.03, and then on the high, testing $2.17. When we take a look at the volume stats on Friday, it was at 3.084 million. The average volume over 10 trading days is at 3.225 million. So what does this tell us? Yes, we had below average volume, and it's part of the reasons why we're seeing continued pressure on this stock price. The chart that we're using is the 1-year daily chart. When we take a look at the RSI down below, you can definitely see it is beaten up pretty badly here. This being at around 24.93 points. So it is oversold, but let's first take a look at the indicators on the chart. We can see we are below the 100-day, the 200-day, and the 21-day EMA. Since they've done the reverse stock split, you can see CTRM has literally just been tanking. And it's part of the reasons why I've told you guys to hold off on buying this stock. We want to see where it decides to settle. And the matter of the fact is, we could see that advice I gave you is definitely paying off right now because it's been on a downward trend ever since. When we take a look now, where can it go? Yes, we can end up getting down to these levels of $1.59, and I'll be very curious to see how well it holds up. The next level below that would be right here around $1.18. So will it be able to test that $1 area going into tomorrow and especially for the rest of the week? I feel most definitely, because we've seen that the volume has gone down quite a bit. Even if you take a look at these volume bars down below, look at this. We've had this much volume, right? Look at this, even going back into February. Look how much volume we used to have, and now look how the volume has just been dwindling. So with that, the stock price is going down. So this usually does show a bearish trend. This is a bearish pattern here. So if you do decide to get in here, I would highly suggest you might want to think twice about that, because I wouldn't be shocked. Like I said, this will revisit the dollar range. And I want you to know that this is something that you need to be prepared for if you're going to take the risk by taking a position. I, for myself, I'm going to continue to stay away from this stock. But of course, I had to do this video for you guys because it was requested. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for CTRM. So we can see the short volume ratio is at 26.96%. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 950,000, updated 5 minutes ago. And as far as for the short ball free rate, it is at 2.74%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see here, taking the close from Friday, which was July the 16th, it's at 28.93, and this is up from what we saw on July the 15th, being at 26 0.96. So what does this mean? There are a lot of shorts saying that, you know what, the price needs to continue to go down in CTRM, and these are part of the reasons why you're going to continue to see more volatility, and I won't be surprised if we end up seeing even more declines in the overall stock price. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CTRM. So we could see here on the inflow we had 1,347, and on the outflow we had 1,806. As far as for large, we had 253. For medium, we had 664. And for small, we had 430. This is on the inflow side. On the outflow side, for the large, we have 283. On the medium, we have 990. And on the small, we have 533. Now, when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see we had 3 outflow days and we had 2 inflow days. So taking this into consideration, one of the things I want you guys to be aware of here, on the 15th when we had an inflow day, it was at 56.23. And then also on the 13th, it was at 14.47. But when we take a look at the outflow days, on the Friday, we had 30.19. And then on the 14th, we had 116.63. And then on the 12th, we had 122.18. So for the most part, it is mainly outflows. This is definitely not a good sign if you are thinking about going in with a position. There can be some downward risk here, especially since we see institutions are dumping out shares and they're doing it in large amounts. So these are one of the things that I want you guys to really understand and be aware of before you start putting your money in any stock, especially if you want to invest in it. As far as trading off of momentum, I haven't seen anything as of yet, and it's another reason why I was telling you guys to stay away from this, because even from a swing trade aspect, you wouldn't have been making any money whatsoever because it's been going down. The only way you would have made money unless you were shorting the stock or you were buying puts and so forth. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for CTRM, if you are thinking about making an investment in this company, I highly urge you to do more homework and more due diligence. This CEO has not really shown that he's looking out for shareholders. He's already done the reverse split. We also know he has a history of diluting shares. One of the things that we want to look out for is the earnings report. We know on the prior earnings report, it was fairly solid. So the one that's coming up, if we end up having some good numbers and the stock price moves up, what's to stop the CEO from diluting more shares? So that's one thing I want you guys to understand. And also with this dilution, it would be at the market value. So depending on what that price may be. So if it's going above $2 or getting close to $3, then of course you do have that threat. I wouldn't be surprised even if he did it below the $2 range either. He has the ability to do so. So that is something that you really need to take into consideration in regards to your investment decision. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, of course, it continues to have short squeeze potential. We saw the short interest was around 28%. A lot of shorts are vested. But here's the thing. This takes a lot of buying volume, a lot of interest. If we don't end up getting this, then of course, you already know what's going to happen. The price will continue to go down. Because if you have low volume and you have high short interest, that's the formula for the stock to keep plummeting. So these are one of the things I want you to be aware of, and it's part of the reasons why when I put these videos together, showing you the inflows, the outflows, doing the technicals, you have a good idea of the direction of where the stock price can possibly go. So that's what I really wanted to update you guys on for today. I'm gonna stick to my plan by not touching this stock. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.